I hope you're doing well today. We are at the beginning of a new month. It is officially May, and I feel like I say this every time, but April seemed to have flown by. Although I will admit there were some pretty long days within April. A lot going on in my personal life, so I'm kind of glad April is done and we have a fresh start, new month. Thank you all so much for commenting on my March Empties video. I had asked in that video if people had a preference related to separating these videos into two, so separating the candles from the wax or continuing to keep them combined. And overwhelmingly, most of you said keep them the way they are. One subscriber, Emily, had a wonderful suggestion of adding a timestamp, so that is what I'm going to do. If you are only interested in the candles, I will put a timestamp to when that part of the video starts, so you don't have to try to fast forward through it. You can just click the timestamp and it should take you directly to the candles. Now, if for some reason that doesn't work, please let me know in the comments below and I'll try to fix it. As with all my empties, what I'm going to do is show you the wallflowers, the little bit of body care I have. I'm super proud of myself. I actually finished up a shower gel and a lotion and a couple of random hand soaps. I just don't have enough of that type of stuff to put in its own video like I mentioned, so I hope you don't mind seeing that. If you're absolutely not interested in that, I will also put a timestamp to when the wax melts portion starts. Let me know in the comments below what you've been burning or melting in April. I did get through a lot. Now, I will say that a couple of these candles are not mine. They're actually my son's, like the two fall candles that you'll see and the holiday sparkle. I give candles for Christmas and birthday and Easter. I mean, you know, I feel like most of you probably do the same thing. Let me know if you do or don't. Do you give your children or your relatives candles at any given opportunity? But he actually burned them and he was so sweet. He actually kept his empties for me because he knows I do these videos. He doesn't watch them because they'll bore him to tears, but he kept his empties. So I thought I just had to show them in this video, even though I didn't personally burn them. So I'll let you know when I get to them. Like, I didn't burn as my son did, for full disclosure, but I just thought it was too cute. Okay, anyway, now that I've rambled, if you're interested in seeing what I burned, melted, and used this month, let's get started. I was able to finish a body cream and a shower gel. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I am great, as you can tell, at getting through candles. Once I start burning a candle, I will finish it. Sometimes I'll put a candle back on my shelf, you know, if it's like if like a season's changing or if I'm just not into the scent. But typically, once I start burning a candle, I'm going to finish it. I'm not the best at doing that with body care for some reason. I have like multiple shower gels around my bath and in my shower, and just depending on what mood I'm in, I will use a different type of scent. So I'm trying to make a more concerted effort to use up some of my body care so I don't have all these like pieces of body care. But anyway, that's what I've done here. Yay, I have finished a full shower gel of the lavender and spring apricot and then the body cream, and this was from last year. I like this scent, which is probably no surprise because I love everything with lavender. To me, this was like just a lavender fruity scent, and it was really nice for spring, so I did enjoy using this one. And then I finished up my last twisted peppermint hand cream from this past winter, which I'm kind of sad about because they don't make them in this size anymore, and I really like this packaging and I just love the scent. So I'm hoping that they bring out some of these 2-ounce for this winter, but who knows. And then I did finish one of the new hand creams, Purple Rain. I don't think the consistency and the formula of these two hand creams are the same. So I do have quite a few of these. If you saw my haul video, I will be using those up. I don't know that I'll repurchase these if they don't change the formula back to this version. Kind of disappointing because I really like their hand creams. And then I finished up 3 hand soaps this month. I don't know how I got through so many, but I did have a lot of guests in April. I finished up California Citrus and Sunshine, and this is one of that I had picked up during SAS. They recycle this scent quite a bit, so it's their sweet lemon fragrance. I did enjoy it. And then I finished Napa Valley Sunset, another one I picked up from SAS, and this smelled like grape. This was not my favorite, and I was really ready for this one to be done. I almost put this back on my shelf like, I'm tired of this, but I said, no, I'm going to finish it, and I used the Purple Rain hand cream at the same time because they both had a great scent. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this one. And then the last hand soap I finished was the linen and lavender hand soap with olive oil. So I really like this scent, and this is clean, irresistible scent of linen and lavender. I wish I had a little bit more lavender, but I'm sure that that surprises no one. This one's really good. I've already repurchased it. And then I'll show you the wallflowers I have in. I have in an Endless Weekend. This one's medium throw. And then I have sweet cherry pie. This one's actually really strong. I have the Saint Tropez Shore in my guest bathroom. It fills that space, but it is light. And then of course I put in a French lavender. And these aren't necessarily terribly strong, but I always love my lavender. I have that in my bedroom. And then I'm using a champagne toast in my kitchen. All right, so we're gonna get started on the wax melts now. I didn't really have a theme this month. I was kind of just all over the place. This month, I think I did tea scents at the beginning of the month, and then I kind of was doing fruity and just kind of all over the place, and you'll kind of see that. I finished the Kringle's Fresh Mint. This was just okay. I really like the scent on cold. It really smells like a pretty authentic mint scent. The strength and throw was about a 5, and when it was melting, it's like the scent changed, but not in a good way. So I don't know that I would repurchase this. And then I finished Sensational Serenity Spa. And this one is very soothing, spa-like, but I get like tea notes from this, or something very reminiscent of tea notes to my nose. This one was pretty good. It was actually quite strong. It had about a 7.5. I think even at times 8. I had it like in my back bedroom, and it kind of wafted almost into my living room. So I was quite surprised about this one. And then I melted a sample size of Destination Wax Cape Cod Coast. This was fresh and slightly aquatic. It had a subtle throw. It wasn't like in your face. I had this in my bedroom and I could smell it throughout, but it was one of those scents. It's like you can smell something, but it's not necessarily completely obvious. So it was about a 5.5, I would say, as far as strength and throw, but I didn't let this one cure at all. So I did really, really like the scent though, and I have already repurchased it in like a bulk size. And then I finished Destination Wax Lavender Sweet Basil. I love her lavender. It's soft and beautiful, and this one just had a hint of the sweet basil, so it was mostly lavender in my opinion. The throw was about a 6, so it was pretty good. I would probably repurchase this one. I don't know that I would repurchase it in bulk, but it's on my I have a huge long list of Destination Wax that I want to either stock up on or new scents I want to try. So this is on my long list to order another like Lilliput of it again, because I did enjoy it. And then I finished Goose Creek Sipping Tea. Now this is not a sweet tea. This is more of an Earl Grey kind of calming tea. Very nice. The throw was about a 6, and this was in their soft wax. So I'm definitely finding, in my experience so far with Goose Creek's wax melts, that their soft wax performs really well. I'm not having the same consistency with their new harder wax. I don't know what kind of wax each of them are, so if you know, you can leave me a comment below, but it's sort of a shame to me that they've changed the consistency at this point. But I do have another one of these sipping teas in the soft wax. I don't know that I'd repurchase the scent though. I did enjoy it, but there's other tea scents that I like better that I would repurchase before this one. And then I finished a Yankee Easy Melt Cup in Happy Spring. I love this scent. Apparently I like the smell of dirt. That's what I've discovered, because to me this is like a slight floral. I guess it's supposed to be tulips, and then I definitely get a dirt kind of earthy smell, which I love. Apparently I like the smell of dirt. I like my house to smell like dirt. Who knew? This had about a 7.5 strength and throw. So for me, with the Yankee, that is very impressive. I really, really enjoyed this one, and I definitely would repurchase it. And the next one I melted was Goose Creek's Watermelon Patch. I ended up liking this scent a lot more when it was melted versus when I smelled it on cold sniff. Some of that kind of candied watermelon note kind of went away, melted, and it had a little bit more of an authentic watermelon. It still wasn't really authentic. I did enjoy it, the scent, more. The throw was about a 4.5, 5, so it wasn't great, especially compared to some of the other Goose Creeks that I've melted. And the fragrance was gone within like 4 hours. Now I used 2 triangles at a time, and this was the hard wax, the new formulated hard wax. It wasn't the soft wax. So again, I'm definitely noticing a trend here. The fragrance was gone within 4 hours, and I wouldn't repurchase it. And then I melted and finished Destination Wax Lavender Tassie. I really enjoyed this one. On cold sniff, I wasn't 100% sure about it. It was a bit masculine. It's almost like a masculine take on lavender, in my opinion. It was really nice though. It had about a 6.5 strength and throw, so it was good. I don't know if I'd repurchase this one. I mean, she has so many scents, and my list is so long. At this point, this one's not on my long list, but I did enjoy it. And then I finished a Scentssy's Fresh Cut Grass, which is the only Scentsy I finished this month. But man, I love this scent. It's a sweet, fresh, green grass scent. I loved it. I definitely would repurchase it. It's on my Scentsy list to try to grab more of it, and it had about a 6 strength and throw. So really impressed with this one. And then I finished Yankee Candle's Cafe Alfresco in the Easy Melt Cup. Love this one. It is a sweet coffee scent. More, I feel like, on the sweet side than the coffee itself, kind of like a caramel macchiato. The strength was about a 6. The throw was about a 7.5. Again, I feel like those are impressive numbers for Yankee Candle. I definitely would repurchase this. And then I finished Kringle's Apple Basil. Love the scent. I think I've mentioned the scent before. Most of the time I feel like apples are fallish. They have spice or bakery, and then they kind of end up reminding me of fall, which is fine because I love apples in the fall. But this is a fresh apple scent with a sweet basil. So it doesn't at all remind me of fall. It is like a spring apple, and it's sweet and slightly herbaceous. The strength in the throw was about a 6.5. I would definitely repurchase this milk cup. It's just such a unique, amazing scent. I love it. And whenever I can catch another sale, I'll definitely be grabbing several more of the milk cups for sure. And then I finished Goose Creek's Peanut Butter Sugar. I was really excited to melt this because I had heard so many great things about the scent. And the scent is great. It's a sweet peanut butter bakery scent. Really, really nice. This was the new hard wax, and sadly the throw was only like a 3.5. And it did not last. And it stained my warmer. So for all of those reasons, even though I really like the scent, I wouldn't repurchase it. So sad because the scent is so good. Like even smelling it still in this empty container, it smells so nice, but I wouldn't repurchase it for that reason. I think I do have another one of these because I picked up 2. And then I finished Destination Wax Apricot Freesia. This is an amazing scent. This really smelled like an authentic apricot. The strength was about a 5, and then the throw was about a 6.5. Lasted about 3 days. So I normally do half of a scent shot at a time when I do it in my bedroom. And so I was quite impressed with that. I've already repurchased the scent because I did really enjoy it. And then I finished Yankee Candle's Jelly Bean. So we're at Easter now. I did melt this on Easter. This to me was a black cherry type scent. I heard that in years past it was more of a grape scent, but to me I just got black cherry from this year's version. The strength and throw was about a 6 at first, but it quickly decreased to like a 3. So it's like I got this burst when I first put it in, and then it was done. Wouldn't repurchase this year's version. And then I finished Destination Wax Apple Blossom. Love this scent. Love, love, love it. I get a sweet apple, slightly floral. I tend to stay away from heavy florals, but Destination Wax has really helped me branch out more into florals and has really helped me appreciate some of these florals. And they're not like in your face floral, but they maybe have like a slight floral undertone. And I'm not going to go into a whole I love Destination Wax groupie song because I can easily do that. So the strength and throw of this one was about a 6 for me, and I have already repurchased this in larger quantities. I absolutely love this scent. And then I finished Destination Wax Lady Grey. I love this scent. Love it, love it, love it. It is an amazing tea scent. It is like slightly sweet, just a hint of lemon. The strength in the throw was about a 6.5, 7, and I've already repurchased this in multiple forms. I think mini cakes and all this other stuff. It's beautiful. And if you like her tea scents, if you like London Calling and you haven't tried Lady Grey, you definitely should. This and London Calling are similar. I think the London Calling has a bit more lemon. I would have to pull them out side by side and compare, but this one is stronger to me, at least when I melted it. So yeah, highly recommend this one if you like her tea scents. And then I did Yankee Candle's Peeps. So maybe this is the one I did on Easter. I can't remember. Anyway, this one was just to me. E-H. It was very light. It was like a 3. And I feel like I'm being a little bit generous. It's just a sweet marshmallow scent, which I know that those vanilla kind of sweet marshmallow scents are going to be lighter in general, but I would not repurchase it just because it was so light. And the next one I finished was Destination Wax Bride of the Century. I love this scent. You see a theme here about the scents that I'm really loving. This is lavender, chocolate, and rose, so a very unique combination. The strength in the throw is about a 6.5, so great. I've already repurchased this one because I love it. And to me, I just get sort of like this luxury spa kind of resort hotel feel. And I had this going when I had guests, and they were like, oh wow, this room smells really good. But it wasn't like overwhelming in their face. They just like, it smells so elegant and welcoming. And that's exactly what I was going for. So love this scent. It's definitely unique, but Highly recommend it. And then I finished Destination Wax Mint Shortbread. Another one that I absolutely love. It reminds me of Bath and Body Works Peppermint Marshmallow. This had a strength and a throw of about a 6.5 to 7. It lasted multiple days. It really had staying power. I've already repurchased it. This is one that I have to warn as far as don't eat the wax because it smells so good. Really like this one. If you like Bath and Body Works Peppermint Marshmallow, you definitely like this one. And then I finished Yankee Candle's Easy Melt Cup and Dreamy Summer Nights. I really like the scent, but I could not smell it. I would have to say this was like a 1 strength and throw. I don't know if I just got a bad batch. I don't know, but I couldn't smell it in the Easy Melt Cup, so I wouldn't repurchase it. And then I finished a Destination Wax Southern Mint Tea. Love this one as well. This is a sweet tea with mint. It's a very authentic, like, sweet Southern tea because we put a lot of sugar in our tea down here and we drink it cold on ice with lemon, which I know people from the UK are like, oh, they probably balk at that, and I understand, but we drink our tea a little different down here. And this really does smell like a fresh brewed, like Lipton. Oh, so fancy. Ice cold sweet tea with a little bit of like fresh mint, and it's gorgeous. It had a strength and a throw about a 6.5, and I do already have like backups of this one because it was great. And then I used a Super Tarts Metropolis. This was a sample I got. It was a nice scent. To me, I just got like a sweet lemonade, but I could not smell it though. Now the sample size is only 1 square, so that probably had a lot to do with it, but I only got like 2. I could barely smell it. So, and I have so much Super Tarts right now, I probably wouldn't repurchase this one unless somebody were to say below, like, oh yeah, that's actually really amazing if you put 2 cubes in or something like that. But at this point, it's not on my list to buy. And then I finished Destination Wax Chai Tea. And this one is comforting, slightly spicy chai tea. It's just enough spice so that I don't consider it like exclusively fall. For me, when you start getting like spicy, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, all of those kind of like, those always bring fall to my mind. But this one is just spicy enough that it doesn't make me think fall. And it was really nice to melt relatively recently. It had about a 6 strength and a throw, and I've already repurchased this one because I love it so much. It's very authentic. It's very, very authentic. If you like chai tea smells, I think you'd like this one. And then I finished Destination Wax Sweater Weather. So this one was a test melt that Rebecca kindly sent me, and I did post a pretty detailed like individual review of this within the Facebook group, so check that out if you're interested. And this smells just like Bath and Body Works Sweater Weather. It's absolutely amazing. The strength and throw work, comparable. It filled my living room and kitchen perfectly. This is now past test essentially, and she does have this on her list. So I've repurchased this in a pretty large quantity because I love it. And then I finished a Destination Wax London Rain. Again, another one I absolutely love. I have purchased this one in bulk already. To me, it's fresh, aquatic, but it is perfect for a rainy day. But there's also something a little bit bright about it, so it sort of just brightened up like a dreary rainy day. It was beautiful. I love it so much. And the strength in the throw was about a 6.5. Really, really like this one. And then I finished a clamshell in Super Tarts Gambit. This one is Lush's So White's dupe, and I love Lush's So White Bath Bomb. It's one of my favorites to get in the winter. To me, it's a very like fresh apple smell. This one has raspberry, so you get a little bit extra fruitiness. Yeah, it's just really nice. There's a slight floral undertone as well. I like it. I use 2 cubes at a time. It had about a 5.5 strength and throw with 2 cubes. It filled my office for the most part. It lasted about 6 hours. But I do like this scent a lot, and I do have another clamshell of it. And then I finished Destination Wax Sugar Vanilla Champagne. I posted a time lapse on my Instagram and in the Facebook group of this one, and this is fizzy, bubbly, effervescent champagne with a sweet vanilla. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to make a bold statement and say this is the best fizzy scent I've ever smelled because it's so authentic. And it's not so fizzy where it's like, oh gosh, that's off-putting. No, it's just the perfect amount of fizzy and sweetness. It's beautiful. I have other fizzy scents from other vendors that you may not have seen at this point on my channel, but I do have wax here waiting to be filmed. And this one is the best that I have so far. It is beautiful. If you love fizzy scents, you have got to get your hand on this one, and I would love to hear your thoughts because it's just amazing to me. I had actually opened this bag and cold sniffed it so much before I melted it that I had ripped the side of the bag, if that tells you anything. This is great. I've already repurchased it in larger quantities. And then I have Goose Creek Cool Spring Breeze. I actually didn't finish this one. I just couldn't. I almost got there, but I don't prefer this scent. And the last wax melts, whew, that was a lot, is Destination Wax Coffee Coca Cola Mocha. Like I said, I'm kind of starting a coffee scent theme at the beginning of May and sort of the end of April. So this sort of really started me down that path. And this is a really nice coffee scent. It's slightly sweet. It paired beautifully with Yankee Candle's Cafe Alfresco, which I'm still burning. The strength in the throw was about a 7, and it lasted well over 8 hours. Like, again, I did half at one time, so 8 hours per half. Gosh, it's just so good. I never really knew that I liked coffee scents. It reminds me of walking into a coffee shop, and that also sort of has an attached bakery. All right, so I got through a lot of wax this month, if you can tell. So if you were here only for the wax, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about anything that I've melted. You know, I really am exploring vendor wax and even still, retail wax. If there's something that I should pick up, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, and we will move on to the candles. Alrighty, so let's get into the candles. I finished a pack of Goose Creek Strawberry Jam Scented Tea Lights, and I had bought these on clearance, I think during the President's Day sale. These were okay. They just didn't have much scent. I mentioned before that I have like a 6 tea light holder that I have like around my bath, and typically when you have 6 tea lights, I can get some kind of smell, and I just really didn't get much from these, so I don't know if these were old and maybe that's why they were on clearance, but I probably wouldn't buy these again based on this experience. If you've had better experience with Goose Creek scented tea lights, please let me know below. And then I finished Bath & Body Works Black Chamomile. This one was really strong. It was about an 8.5, 9 strength and throw, and it was a little sooty, as you can see. And I think that's just a product when this was a fast burner. I didn't have any puny wicks. I had to only burn this 1 to 2 hours at a time max, because if I let it go any longer than that, it would start sooting. This is just not my favorite scent. I actually started burning this, I think back in February, definitely March, and I just couldn't finish it. It's like a heaviness to it that I don't prefer. But if you do like this scent and you like this scent, the burn was really good. Just really be careful to not let it burn too long. And then I finished Goose Creek's Lemon Sweet Tea. This was a sweet tea with fresh lemon scent, just as it says. It smelled exactly like that. The lemon did not overpower the tea, which was really nice because that does happen a lot of times. It was a little sooty, if you can see, but honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. Especially for Goose Creek candles. It pulled out really quickly, and it really had nice deep wax pulls, so I was really impressed with that. It did burn itself out. As you can see, it went all the way down. It was relatively a clean burn overall. The throw was about a 5.5 to 6 for me, so about a medium throw. I really enjoyed this. I did a whole tea theme at the beginning of March, so this one went along beautifully. I would actually repurchase this one just because I did enjoy it so much. The next one I finished was Bath & Body Works Seagrass. I really love this packaging. So pretty. I really enjoyed this one. These green scents are just right up my alley lately. I don't feel like I used to like green scents, but I've really been enjoying them. The notes in this one, are Sweet Island Sugarcane, Rustling Seagrass, and Sparkling Clear Water. The throw was about a 7, solid 7. And it had a really nice burn. The wax got a little sooty down around the 4th mark, as you can see, but that did not affect the strength or throw. Sometimes that can have an effect, but it didn't in this case at all. There was no puny wicks, and it burned itself out. Kind of looks like you could keep going, but it wouldn't go anymore. I have already repurchased this scent. I really, really like it, and if you like green scents, I think you'd like this one. Then I finished Goose Creek's Blueberry Cake Donut. If you watch my Goose Creek haul, this smelled just kind of like blueberry kerosene to me on cold sniff, and so I wasn't excited about burning it, but I was like, let me go ahead and try it. Maybe it will change melting. And it definitely was less of a kerosene smell when burning, but it still had a little bit of whatever my nose is interpreting as kind of like kerosene, and it was just an okay scent. The strength in the throw was about a 4, so thankfully it was light, because I don't want my house to smell like kerosene. It was sooty, as you can see, And this is a medium jar, so I feel like that's a lot of soot for a medium. I would not repurchase this scent. And then I finished an Island Margarita. I picked this up during the winter sass. I thought this packaging was cute. It was like a tri-layer. Our Island Margarita is mandarin, sweet mango, and plum with a freshly salted rim. Just a really great fruity tropical scent. This one is definitely a favorite. It's come out again this year in the packaging that goes along with the seagrass. This one had a great burn for me. I've heard some mixed reviews about the burn and the strength and throw, but this one was fine. I mean, there was a little bit of residue on the sides here, but overall it was pretty good. It didn't get puny wicks, and that's always a plus. I would definitely repurchase this scent for sure. Love it. And then I finished Country Candles Cilantro, Apple, and Lime. I really like this scent. It's a crisp apple and has an earthy cilantro and the zesty lime. It's just a really amazing combination. It's definitely less lime, so it's not overpoweringly lime, but it's just a really beautiful combination. I absolutely loved it. It was perfect for April and for spring, and just love the scent. The burn was good for the first third of the candle, and around that point I got this really gross wax and sooting really bad, like in the middle of the candle. So around this point I got really gross wax, and this is not the first time this has happened with either Kringle or Country Candle. So then what I did, I had to pour out the gross wax, which is about this much wax. I poured it out, I trimmed down the wicks to the appropriate level, and I relit it, and then it actually did fine after that. So for some reason this portion, it just got gross wax. It was not good, and then it burned okay for the rest of the way. The last fourth of the candle also had a lot of sooting, which you can see how dark this is, and the wick started to move. It had pulled all the way out, but unfortunately the wick started moving around, and I didn't want to take the chance of the glass shatter, and it just starts to become sort of a safety issue at that point. I would definitely repurchase this scent. I hope he brings this out in the wax melts, because I would absolutely stock up on the scent, because it's absolutely amazing. But I would not repurchase the candle unless they improve some of these issues. So gluing down the wicks a little better so they don't move at the end, and then obviously that middle yucky wax portion, and then the sooting is just, that's a lot. So not good. I mean, at one point this was just little puff of soot, and I can't stand it. So great scent, love the scent, but wouldn't repurchase the candle, unfortunately. And then let me show you a couple that my son brought me. He finished a cinnamon spice vanilla, which is cinnamon sugar donuts, and he said he liked this scent and he didn't have any issues with it. So he liked it. And then he finished a holiday sparkle. No issues, he said. It burned itself out. He said he really liked the scent. I just wanted to share those since he did take the time to keep them for me. I thought that was really sweet. I also finished Yankee Candle's Peeps. This was just okay for me. I just find that I guess I'm just not a plain kind of vanilla marshmallow kind of scent person anymore. It's definitely good as a blender scent, but when you're burning a whole candle, I don't know. It's not enough for me. But I have to say that the packaging is really cute. I mean, it's very Easter appropriate. It was a light scent, as to be expected. It was about a 3.5, 4 for me. Now, I've actually heard this is a stronger version than previous years. I didn't burn it in previous years, so I don't have that comparison. But for me, this year, I got about a 3.5, 4. It was a really clean burn, though, for the most part. I mean, just very minimal sooting, so that was great. It burned itself out. You really can't ask for much better than that. I don't think I'd repurchase this, just because, again, it was just okay for me as far as the scent. And then I finished Bath & Body Works Midnight Blue Citrus. This is a returning scent from last year. It also came out in winter as Snowflakes and Citrus. I like the scent. This one is Juicy Citrus, Fresh Spring Water, and Sweet Mango. I don't get mango at all. I really just get a nice citrusy scent. The burn was fine for the first 2/3 of the candle, and then I started getting puny wick, and you can kind of see it right down here where that residue gets really thick. That's where the puny wick started. So the last third, third to a fourth of the candle was puny wicks, but I kept with it, and it did keep going. It eventually did burn itself out. The strength in the throw was about 6, 6.5, so pretty decent. With Bath & Body Works candles, you really need to be very careful when you trim your wicks. do not over trim your wicks, especially at the halfway point. I find myself not trimming the wicks at all when I first light a candle, and I find myself I have some fine tipped scissors, and I barely just kind of nip the top off of the wicks. And sometime around the halfway point, I don't trim the wicks at all, and that has helped me sort of avoid some of the puny wicks. It's not foolproof, obviously. I still get puny wicks. You can't, prevent that completely when there's just an issue with the candle. But for those of you who mostly burn Yankee and country candles and that style of candle, and you're used to really trimming your wicks, sometimes pretty severely, you can't do that with Bath & Body Works candles. You just can't do it. You have to be really careful and leave a longer wick to begin with. So that's just a little bit of a side tip and a ramble. And then I finished Bath & Body Works Palm Leaves and Mango. And they're really pretty, kind of metallic rib glass. This one is Paradise Mango, Palm Fronds, Creamy Coconut Milk, and Warm Island Woods. This is not my favorite scent. I really wanted to like it. I really did, but that woods note, for some reason, I just cannot tolerate that. I liked it enough to keep burning it, but it wasn't my favorite. But the burn itself was great. Very clean, as you can see. I feel like these rib glasses always burn very well. I just feel like I never have many issues with them. The glass conducts the heat better, so you just don't have that like residue that you get sometimes with other candles. The strength in the throw was about a 7.5, 8. It was quite strong. I had it in my living room kitchen combined area, and it definitely filled that space. It was, a very typical Bath & Body Works throwing candle as kind of you'd expect. But because I wasn't crazy about the scent, I wouldn't repurchase. The other two my son brought me were Pumpkin Woods, which I thought was sweet. This one had some sooting, he said, but it did do pretty well, and he really liked this scent a lot. He said this was like one of his favorites. He said he would definitely like to have this one again, so I thought that spoke pretty well for that scent. And then he also finished Mahogany Apple, a very clean burn. He did say this one had a lot of sooting, but when I asked him if he trimmed the wicks, he couldn't remember, so take that with a grain of salt. He really liked this scent as well. I hope y'all don't mind me sharing those. I just think it's too cute that he took the effort to save those for me. And then I finished Bath & Body Works Sweet Honey Bee. I did do an individual candle review of this scent, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll leave the link below. But I did want to show you this mess here at the end. It was just a crap burn, to be honest. I mean, especially the last fourth. First of all, I had a lot of residue to begin with, which I mentioned in my candle review. But look at this. Look at this mess. This is just, I don't know if I got a bad batch, and just in case anyone's wondering, here's my batch code. But it's like that last fourth wouldn't even pull out, and that's very unusual for Bath & Body Works candles. So I hope everyone has better luck with this one. Or if you have burned this and you finished it, please let me know in the comments below what your experience was like. Did you have all this residue and like puny wicks, or did you have better luck? And then I finished an Endless Weekend. This is a fresh summer mandarin, a sun-kissed magnolia, and coconut water. It's just a sweet, fruity, slightly floral undertone. Great, just summer scent. Really good. This one had a pretty good burn. There was a little bit of sooting with this one, which you can't really see, and there was that residue again, but for the most part, this one did pretty well. I would, of course, repurchase this scent. Maybe not this year, but definitely, if it came out next year, I'd repurchase it because I just like to burn this one. And then the last candle, if y'all were still with me, that I finished in April was Mango Mai Tai. And this one's fresh mango nectar, exotic jasmine, and sun-kissed grapefruit. This is just a very sweet, juicy, fruity type cocktail scent. There's no fizziness. This one did have a fair amount of sooting, and then you can see kind of the residue, but it didn't have puny wicks. It was a relatively clean burn, other than the residue you see, but for the most part it was great. It pulled out quickly. Nice deep wax pulls, and the wax pull was really pretty on this one. I posted a picture on Instagram. Nowadays I feel like you have to really celebrate those wins when you don't get puny wicks. So I don't know that I'd repurchase this year. It's one of those, it's like kind of, I like to burn one during the season, and if it comes back out, I'd pick it up again. All right, y'all, that is it. That is my April empties. Candles, wax, a few hand soaps, and a couple of body care and wallflowers. And so yeah, this was it. This was everything I got through, which it was a pretty good burning and melting month for me. I think there were some hits and misses, and I'm really trying to get through some of my large jars. I find myself always gravitating to my Bath & Body Works candles because even though I get puny wicks with those, I feel like consistently I get a great strength and throw, and if you don't over trim your wicks, I at least can get to that third point of the candle and have a really good success. Whereas with like large dark candles, there's sooting and there's strength and throw issues. So for me, it's more important for me to be able to smell my candle. That's more important, and to not have excessive soot. Those are sort of the important things for me. So I find myself gravitating to my Bath and Body Works candles. So I'm trying to make much more concerted effort to burn my other candles from other companies and at least get a variety of candles in every month to kind of use my stock, my ever-growing stock. If you like this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate knowing if it was helpful to you or not. And leave in the comments below what you burned this month. What were your favorites from April? Have you burned any of these candles? Did you have any different experiences than I had? Better luck, worse luck? I'd love to know. If you're not burning anymore, what are you melting? I love to hear from you, so leave your comments below. And of course, if you have any questions about any of these scents, please leave your questions below. I always respond to all of my comments, and it's one of my favorite parts of posting any video is seeing the comments. If you would like to see other videos like this, please subscribe. I do a monthly empties at the end of every month, and I also have a lot of hauls. I am starting to get into vendor wax, not exclusively. I am not leaving my candles behind. So you will still continue to see candle hauls from different candle companies, as well as I am venturing into vendor wax and of course retail wax like Yankee candle and stuff like that. So I have a lot of hauls coming, and I do hope to do more individual candle reviews and scent reviews in general on my channel. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been great being in this community, and overall, except for one negative interaction, for the most part, I have had just such pleasant experiences with everyone. So thank you all so much for being so kind and just a really great group of people. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.